Hello and welcome back to Ollie Talks Airsoft. Just want to start off with a big thank you to all the new people that have joined the channel. Yeah, everyone's support means a lot. We've just passed 600 subscribers as well, so yeah, thank you very much for that, everyone. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do a long-awaited video that I said I would do, my spares box. So this is basically spare parts for my MWS, and I've had an MWS for like 5 years, so there's a lot of things in here that aren't really necessary, and I can say now that the two things that you're really going to need, or the things that you are really going to need in your spares box are going to be mag lips. So if you can get original mag lips, brilliant, they will work fantastic, just OEM, and also nozzles and internal nozzle parts as well. Nothing else should really break, so you don't really need anything else, but over the years I have accumulated quite a few things, so let's go top down and have a look at what is in my spares box. So let's make a start. Let's get some of the bigger things out first. So we've got this is an Angry Gun buffer tube, and the castle nut as well. So obviously not got this installed on anything, but a good spare. Here we've got there's an Allen key in here, but this is also the top part for the bolt, so handy to have a spare one. I've never actually had one break, so probably don't really need it. I mean, here we've got another spare nozzle. I don't believe this is actually a Guns Modified one. I think this is a stock Tokyo Marine one. But spare nozzles. That is a pretty ongoing theme. This is internal parts for the nozzle. So in here you will have the internal spring, the catching point for the back, the bit that the spring attached to. There's also a rocket valve and a rocket valve spring in there. So those are quite useful parts to have. Every so often they'll break. This is an M-Pass adjustment tool, because I believe that one of the nozzles in here is an M-Pass one. In here we have a couple of my older nozzles. This white one is a Ready Fighter, and it was like really, you can see the seam lines and stuff on it. It was actually really quite poor quality. I wasn't impressed with that at all. What else do we have in here? The Guns Modified ones usually just say just underneath. So yeah, this is a Guns Modified version 2 I've got in here, and a couple others which I believe are probably stock nozzles. So this is some trigger box internal springs, and I think that's the hammer spring. Not sure what that tiny part inside there is. It'll be something. So here, magazine lips, really important. These are probably the most important thing to have, along with spare nozzles. As you can see, I've got a bunch of spare nozzles. This is the one that I actually packed the other day. It's missing the extractor piece, but it doesn't stop the functionality, it still works fine. This has actually got a clipped spring in it, so should I need it, I can just drop this in. Okay, this is a hop tensioner, and it's one that I actually glued, hopefully you'll be able to see, I actually glued a little piece onto the bottom so it has a more hopping power. But clearly it's obviously, it's not in the gun, is it? So you can see it is actually sort of concave along there, and it's just been glued on. But yeah, probably not really stable enough. I think this is one of the things that I did back in the early days. Okay, here we have one of my original dust covers. So I replaced my dust covers with steel, but actually this rod here is the Guns Modified one, because the rod that worked the best was the original Tokyo Marine one. In here we have a 60-degree Autobot silicon bucking. What else do we have? These are screws that fit the top of the bolt. So I can't remember what size they are. That's actually just a sticker from something else. That was handy. Again, this is spare mag lips and seals and router for the Ace 1 Arms PMags, in case one of those goes down. Let's have a look inside here. So one of the original pistol grips as well. And right, just looking inside here. So these are all original parts for the rail system for the MWS. That is another rocket valve spring, and again that is another rocket valve in there, and the end pieces for the spring. So you can actually adjust your FPS by using different holes on some of the adjustable versions. So we've got that. We also have, I believe this is an original trigger. Yeah, this is one of my original MWS triggers. We also have an original sear part in here, and an original hammer. So when I first got my, Gen 1 original MWS, I did have a few problems, and I just swapped the hammer and it seemed to fix it. So I couldn't really see anything wrong with that, so I just kept it. This is the WeTech tensioner arm, so designed to give a little bit more tension. One of the end pieces, the extractor end piece for your bolt and your nozzle. That is one of the original MWS end plates. Little cleaning cloth. This was a steel eyelet that I got for the trigger box, and I actually didn't find it to be very good. It started to cause problems, so it went in and came back out again. This is the WeTech Marksman sear that I've got in here as well. That part there is actually, I think, from a SIG P226, so it shouldn't be in here. And then just a couple other pins, O-rings, and looks like another impasse tool. But anyway, I tend to keep a lot of these kind of smaller parts all together in one place, so that'll do for now. Okay, so this I will do as a project for you guys soon. So this was how it originally was. Anyone that's played, I think it was Modern Warfare 2, they'll recognise the extended latch painted yellow, but unfortunately it actually broke, and this was a real steel part. But I've got another one. So you do have to modify it. Basically you have to cut in. So I will be doing that at some point, and I'll do a video on it, because it is, having the extended latch that's pretty cool in my book. It only broke because I ended up just chucking my MWS into a bag, and yeah, it just hit something and broke. In here we've got a couple of detents. I have a habit of destroying those springs, so just 'cause I'm a bit clumsy. In here we've got a couple of hop adjustment wheels. That looks like a collar and a detent as well for the hop adjustment. Yep. A buffer seal. I think this was probably the green one, but obviously it's out. It's in use. This was some of the spare parts that I used when I was building my F1. So this is spare an extended mag release paddle. Pretty cool. This is again some spare nozzle reset spring and rocket valve spring, and that will be for the part at the front, the extractor, the fake extractor. Cool, there's quite a lot to remember here. These are obviously different shims that I've been using. So this is what you would use to get a nice tight fitment on your rail system and your barrel. There's probably a couple of these in here, I would have thought. Basically these would go into the back of your buffer tube, a bit like 10Ps, like I use. So we've also got, this is actually the Bcm buffer right here, the original Bcm one. So it's currently not in anything. We've got two more original Tokyo Marui nozzles unused. The original bolt end plate and a second, I believe that's a second original bolt end plate there as well. Right, we also have, again, same as this goes in the back of your buffer tube. That is, I don't know why that's in there. That's a mag release valve. What else we got? That is the other original Tokyo Marui MWS dust cover. However, it's got the that is the Guns Modify rod, basically, same as the other one. That is a mag spring, getting right down low here. So this is just an M-lock rail panel. This sometimes goes onto my Geisley if I want to put my M203 grenade launcher on it. We also in here have a bunch of different hot rubbers. So you can see there's a couple of UAC ones in here. There's original Tokyo Marui ones, and there is also an eye key, a spare eye key just floating around at the bottom here as well. That is a maple leaf, I'm not sure which one, but it's a 60 degree, and that's a 60, that's a 70 there. So yep, this is usually where I keep them. And there's a little bit of silicone that I've sprayed in here, and that's why I have it in a separate sealed container like this. This was the Revanchist Z plate, which I didn't really rate at all. Not entirely sure what that's from. Maybe the end of the bolt or something. So we've got another 50 degree bucking in here. Sorry, rubber, not really a bucking. That was my original trigger guard from where I replaced it. This again was the selector that I had on my F1 originally, which does have full auto function. So that's currently out. I've got further detent for the body. Caps, they really shouldn't be in there. Again, this is like just some proprietary parts for my other Geisley rail. Another end plate. This was the PTS rail adapter, which I didn't think was very good. I think this was another one which I didn't think was very good. I think the only good rail adapter is the Spear Arms one, basically. That's another bucking, but that's, sorry, another hot rubber, but that's more than likely a Tokyo Marui one. And we also have an M-lock like foregrip, like grip part, M-pass, couple of original Z plates, miscellaneous O-rings, and you know, I think that is about it. There's a couple of miscellaneous springs in here, bits that have been clipped, and yeah, that's what I do to my detents by accident. So there you go. That's it. That's everything that I have in my spares box. I do have some of the longer things. I've still got my original rail system. I've still got my original barrel and my multi-length barrel, but that's all in a box full of longer parts. To be honest, the only parts that you really need to have are going to be mag lips, and they are going to be pretty essential, and also nozzle parts, like so a spare nozzle at least, and preferably the parts that you need internally. So that would be like the rocket valve spring, the nozzle return spring as well, because that has been known to break. But yeah, other than that, as you can see, there's quite a lot of spare parts here that I've accumulated over time. I'm sure some of them, see, like I've got my heavy buffer here, that might as well, it's not in use, so it might as well just get packed away. Again, keep those mag lips on the top nice and safe. Nozzle, more bits, just a lot of bits, that's it. And put a bunch of bits in my pocket as well. Oh, there's a Z plate. Right, those parts can just go back in. There we go. All done. Thanks for watching, guys.